Hi, everyone. This is Christine Thompson. I am checking in again for my weekly update, giving you updates on what's happening in the Naperville market. And I'm just going to cut right to it again. And I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to get this right. And here we go. So hopefully you do see the pie chart here. And I'm going to try and watch as, if you ask any questions, I'll be here to answer any questions. Hopefully I can do that. It's hard to look at two places at once, but so I'm going to be looking at the charts as well. So the first chart that I want to show you is this pie chart. And I just pulled this up yesterday, or actually this was on last week's show, the last chart I showed last week. So we saw last week there were 48 new listings and 31 listings went under contract. This week, let's see here. So this week, actually that was probably this week. So I apologize, a little messed up. It's been a crazy week with real estate. So this is what we're seeing for today. There's 48 new listings and 31 properties under contract. Average days on the market used to be 94 days for actives, and properties that got contracts were 74 days. Now we're looking at 115 days for homes on the market and 81 days to get a contract. So the number of days for a home to get a contract really hasn't changed much. It went from 74 to 81. We are seeing an increase from 94 to 115 days for active homes to be on the market, probably because in case the inventory is going up a little bit, sellers are getting a little more comfortable going on the market, which means they're having more competition. But the ones that are doing well on the market, they're staying pretty strong on time frame to get their homes sold. It's about 2.5 months. Bear in mind that 2.5 months includes homes that had price changes. I am witnessing when owners put their house on the market at the right price at the very get-go, it's typically 2 to 3 weeks and they're under contract. So the 81 days, you can defy that number if you do things right from the very start when you activate on the market. Just a little tip for you there if you're a seller. Showing activity, I like looking at this. This is great. Many weeks ago, we had an average of 1 per listing, and then it dropped into the 0.8 range. And now we're back. Last week, we were at 1.03, and it's up to 1.09. This is an indication that buyers are out shopping and looking at the properties. And this number increased from last year, despite the number of inventory, homes on inventory went up a little bit. So we have consistent showings happening out there with buyers. So all you sellers watching, pay attention. This is a good time to go on the market. I know a lot of you are concerned about safety, having your house open to people coming through it. There are many ways to get around that so you still feel safe in your home. And if you want details about how that can be done, just DM me or even give me a call on my cell phone, which is on the screen here, and I'll say it in case you need to check out and you can't read it. It's 630-853-2370. You can call or text me there if you have questions about how can you safely show your home and still get it sold in a decent amount of time, even 2 or 3 weeks. It is possible. Here are rates. So the sellers pay attention to this too, but buyers, this was the rates 2 weeks ago. My show last week, I ended up closing, telling everyone average was 3.58 for 30-year fixed. This is what most people are typically doing, a 30-year and a fixed rate. And then we have the jumbo rate at 3.73. Not too bad for those of you that need to be buying or choosing to buy the more luxury home and you can't get the loan at the conventional rate and you have to do a jumbo loan. So we have 3.58 and 3.73, and let's see how they move. So we're at 3.52. So the rates are pretty static. Went down 0.06% on average, and the jumbo went down a little bit. really nice. So this is a great opportunity to be buying a luxury home, and the prices are still decent for the homes. And for any of you that are shopping and struggling with the low inventory, again, DM me and I can tell you how I can find homes that are not active on the market and I'm still finding them for my buyers. It is possible. A buyer's agent can do that for you. All right, so I'm happy to help you out or at least give you some advice. I always like to look at the bigger picture. You know, we all want to know what's happening with the economy and how is it affecting real estate. So I like looking at this. These economists that I follow, they were spot on when we had the Great Recession in '06. They predicted a 9-year recovery. It was a 9-year recovery. So I really trust these economists and what they're predicting. So they are saying the recovery will begin the second half of 2020. We're in that now. This is June. Well, we'll be starting it soon. June is the last month of the second quarter. So we're getting real close here. So they're expecting, or 65.6% of the economists that really specialize in understanding real estate and the market and economy, obviously, 65.6% of them do believe that the recovery will begin in Q3, which is the beginning of July. And all of us brokers are talking about how that quote unquote spring market that typically happens March through May, it's probably going to happen June, going into July, into September. So it's going to start probably really turning into a frenzy real soon. So sellers, this is another reason why I'm saying it's a good time to get on the market in June before July and August get nuts and you have more competition. And for you buyers too, you may have more buyers you're competing against in July and August. So get out there also. And the rates are great. We never know what's going to happen, you know, week by week. This is why I do the weekly show, so you can pay attention to that. And, you know, a lot to think about here. This is why I give the information. One last piece I like to give, and this is really for you buyers to pay attention to. And I'm bringing this up because I have a transaction involving a buyer that is getting a little bit nervous about purchasing, and they're thinking, well, we'll spend less money if we rent. And I thought, wait a minute, that is just not making sense, but I need to have actual data to share with them so they can understand that's not an educated decision. So I love this graph. It's showing the median asking rent rate from '88 to 2020. What direction is that arrow going? Up. And it's expected to continue going up. You know, we're having a greater divide between people affording homes and people not. And it's pushing more people into rentals because more people, you know, for the people that can't afford it. And it's a landlord's market. They never have to negotiate rent down. They increase the rent. And if a tenant moves out, a new tenant's happy to take it. So for those of you that do have the ability to be getting a loan and purchasing a property, even if it means a slightly smaller home, but really, I don't think that has to happen. What I'm seeing mostly is you're paying less on your monthly for the same size home than if you were renting it. So you are actually spending less money if you own a property rather than rent. And what's beautiful about ownership, for many reasons, but one of them I'll point out, is that your monthly cost is pretty much static. Your principal and your interest will not change. The only thing that can change is your property and taxes, and it's very minimal per year, and if you have an association fee. But it's going to be a lot less per year than if you had a rental and you have that tenant or that landlord raising the rent on you. So really seriously think about, are you really saving money renting? You're not, and you're not building any equity. The way I like to put it is, when you're renting, you're buying a home for somebody else. You might as well buy it for yourself. So I'm gonna stop at that. Thank you for watching my weekly show. If you want data or information for a specific market other than Naperville, I can certainly pull that up for you. I work in the western suburbs. I cover a lot of the territory. I just like to keep apples to apples comparison for the show, so I always focus on Naperville because it's a hot town, you guys. So thank you for watching. Please DM me, share and like this video. Let people know about the weekly update so that way everyone can hear about it and get full information. Thank you for watching, and I hope to hear from you. And have a safe day. Take care and stay healthy. Bye-bye.